today. So we will start where we left. Just go to the next slide. Next. So what we were discussing yesterday, what we were discussing yesterday was the extent and depth of the cooperative that is covered in the global scenario and the Indian scenario, and why the technology is needed. Next, 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 next. So I'll just repeat what the PACS stands for. PACS are basically the grassroots level cooperative societies, and it stands for Primary Agriculture Cooperative Societies. So basically, in India, there is a three-tier cooperative structure in the short-term crop loan, where village level societies are called as the PACS, which basically they provide the credit to the farmers. And above them, at the district level, there is DCCB, which stands for District Central Cooperative Banks. And then above them are the single state body, which is called the State Cooperative Banks. So most of the states, and some of you may call the states as the provinces, in India have the three-tier systems. The smaller state has the two-tier system, where the middle layer of the DCCB is not here. So in Madhya Pradesh, if we talk about, there are 4,500 plus PACS at the village level, which give credit to almost 30 lakh people, 3 million people. And then there are 38 DCCBs, which are serving in the 55 districts. And there is one state cooperative in where I am currently speaking from. So this is the structure that we have in the short-term credit cooperatives. Next. And this is what the scope I was explaining yesterday. We can skip it. Next. Next. So the challenges of the cooperatives are almost same throughout the countries, throughout the continents, and the solution of these challenges were, resolved. Ministry of Cooperation, since its inception, has been carrying forward, and it has carrying forward the digitization of the cooperatives, which was very, very necessary from the beginning of the businesses. Next. So the topic is about the cooperatives and MSMEs. So here I try to give you a glimpse that cooperatives are basically MSMEs also, because by the definition of MSME, the turnover which most of the cooperative fall in, they are also MSMEs. So non-cooperative MSMEs can also get their challenges resolved with the association of the cooperative. And one of those challenges was the technology barrier that can be resolved through the common facilities which can be established by the association of the cooperatives and the other MSMEs. Next. So this was the slide where I was trying to give a glimpse where it is explained that what is the benefit that we can get from the technology and digitization, and what are the risks involved. The risk involved is I was not able to complete the lecture because of the technology interruption, but the benefit is that we are again connected. The similar thing is reflected in the business efficiency, innovation, sustainability, and the job creation that may come from the technology adoption. And the risk involved is none new. If they are concentrated, it can give rise to the inequality. There are cyber security risks that we are all aware, and there is a chance of monopolization if one of the organization is eating away the business of the other organizations. But nonetheless, we have to adopt the technology to race along with the current business scenarios and the changing and very fast paced world of technology and innovations. Next. Here I was trying to give a glimpse that the development stage of the country. Here we can see that in the continents of Africa and Asia, most of our countries are either in the middle of the technology adoption, digital adoption, or we are in the initial stages of this. Next. Similarly, wherever the technology is adopted, the new age technologies like AI data centers are also established. So here we can see that in the Africa continent, there is very small number of data centers that are being hosted, and the developed countries are hosting most of the AI data center. So the correlation that we saw in the previous slide, that the technology adoption is also giving rise to the new opportunities of the technology and the innovation that one can bring in. Next. But this technology is nothing new. Most of the things were already being carried out earlier. But during the 2019, the coronavirus pandemic has changed the perception towards the technology adoption. And we are seeing that the businesses and the organizations, the citizens, all are adopting to the technology. Next. I think this was the slide there. The connection got disrupted and we were not able to connect further. Just for the confirmation, I am audible. Can anyone please confirm?
Sir, your voice is breaking in between, lagging and breaking. So,
Okay, is it okay now? I'll keep the mic closer. Is it better or not?
sir, now it's better, but it's lagging in between when you, in a
Okay,
continuation, you speak. So it lags in between.
let me change the mic. Yeah, please. Just
Sure.
a second.
Thank you, sir.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, it's
So
better. Yes.
yeah, thank you so much. So please interrupt me wherever you feel that I am not audible or the slide is not visible. I will just repeat myself. So I think this was the slide that we left yesterday. Uh, the slide has got the results of a survey which was conducted for the uh, by the cooperatives of the larger size at the industries, other institutions which are not non-cooperatives. So this study was conducted by McKinsey, and what they have tried to figure out here is that during the pandemic, how the various organizations and people adopted to the technical, innovations, technical disruptions that were coming in, and how fast they have adopted them. So here we can see that if the pandemic would not have been there, the adoption time would have been like 1.5 years to 2 years. The number of days are shown in the expected column. So if we see some of the points here, like second point, increasing customer demand for online purchasing and services. So in case of non-pandemic time, one would have taken 585 days to adopt to this change of online purchasing. But during the pandemic, hardly 22 days were taken to adapt to that change. That somebody is not purchasing online, you might have to nudge him for like 500 plus days to onboard onto the online purchasing. But during the pandemic, it hardly took 22 days
So again, it
and
break
people
down.
started.
Again, it lagged, sir, in between.
Oh, sorry. Connection change karo yaar. Just a second, ma'am. I am trying to connect with the another network. Hello. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you're
Yes.
audible.
You're audible now.
Voice is better or it is same?
Yeah, it's better, sir.
It's better.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, I'll just repeat to this slide because it is very important to understand that the pandemic has changed our ways of, perceiving the technology and adopting it. So, what I was saying is that there was one survey that was conducted by McKinsey, and it highlighted that during the pandemic, the perception toward the technology and the pace of adoption to the technology was greatly changed. And we can see from the various, parameters that they have studied that during the pandemic, the people and the organizations, both of them adopted to the technology and accepted the technology in a very, very short span of time. Hardly it took, the organizations as well as the personals to adopt to those technical changes, technological disruptions within a short span of hardly a month. We can see that some of the points were adopted in 2020s and some of them adopted in about a month because they were the greater technology adoptions. So what I wanted to say from this slide is that technologies adoption is very much accepted after the coronavirus pandemic. Next. And this is another slide where I'm trying to show that the global digital index has categorized the countries into three categories. First of the category is the front runners, which are the countries which have high digitization among them, and there are adopters, the countries which are adopting to the various technologies and they are in the middle phase, and there are the adoption in a very initial stage. And next, if we correlate the technology adoption with respect to the GDP that the technology can bring in, and it was studied and found out that if a front runner country invest uh, into the technology, then they can get their per capita income increased by almost $945, which is 2.1 times than the adopters and 5.4 times greater than the starters. So the technology adoption in the front runners give rise to the more fruitful results, and they are able to get their GDP increased multiple times than the countries which are adopting to the technologies or are still in the mid phase of the technology adoption. Next. So these were the points that we were discussing, that the country which has got the matured ICT industry, their per capita income is also higher, And one of the important thing that is the outcome of this survey was that if a country has a high global digitalization index, the graduates which are not coming from the STEM background, they can also get the job opportunities in the technical ICT professional kind of jobs they can also get. Why that is happening? Because the most of the services are already digitized, or the environment which they are growing in is almost giving them the opportunity to be aware about the ICT, and they are getting the job in the ICT professional despite of their non-graduates background of the STEM background. So that is the the technology's potential to create the jobs in the ICT sector. Next. This is another slide where I'm trying to show that the countries which are high income countries, they have tapped the potential of digital services. The countries which are not higher income countries, they have got a lot of potential to be harnessed out of the digital adoption and technology innovations. So we have to adopt to the technology. We have to bring in the new technological innovations for the harnessing the potential that is untapped. Next. If we specifically talk about the cooperatives and how the technology adoption is seen among them, there was another study or survey which was conducted. It was conducted among the larger cooperatives of the world, selected cooperative that can be seen in the website that I have mentioned in the downside of this slide. Of the cooperatives have accepted and shown the importance of this technology adoption in various stages of the workplace. Somebody who is asked if the technology is required in the daily tasks, they have accepted. Similarly, the sales services, the governance, the communication with the clients and suppliers, and from the point of view of the transparency, all of the cooperatives has accepted and shown that they are either important or very important or quite important. Hardly any of them have marked the technology as non-important, as we can see, like 3% in the governance and 4% in the transparency. Next. So it is very much accepted by the cooperatives also that the technology is very much required. It is unavoidable thing to be done. And what has been taken place in the country in the recent years, I have tried to show that journey. In the cooperatives, after the formation of the Union Cooperative Ministry in the year 2021, the ministry has taken the the task of digitizing as the foremost priority. And we can see that the first of the projects which was sponsored by the ministry was the computerization of the packs. The packs being the the foremost important point of the rural economy in the country. So the digitization and the computerization of the packs was taken up. The next project which was taken for the digitization was the computerization of the registrar cooperative societies, which the office which controls the cooperatives of the country. Similarly, there was another technical initiative in the context of digitization, which was National Cooperative Database. So in our country, in India, now we have a database of national level where each and every cooperative data is available. We can see what and where which kind of cooperatives are working. The reason wise reports can be seen, the policy decisions can be taken. So we are going in that way. Next. So if we talk about the computerization of the packs, the quantum wise, there are almost 65,000 packs, which was computerized in this project in the phase 1. And parallelly, there were efforts of forming the new cooperatives, primary cooperatives at the grassroots level of the villages. So 1100 plus packs which are formed recently are also being taken for the computerization in the phase 2 of this project. If we talk about the my province, my state, so in Madhya Pradesh, there are 36 packs which we have computerized and they are working online in today's time. Next. And the computerization was not a very actually not an unchallenging thing, but quite a big project it was, and we have to involve so many stakeholders, and we have to train them, we have to nudge them, because these packs almost each pack is of like 60 or more years old. So they have been working manually. The data management, the professionalism to the extent was not great. So adopting the technologies and being exposed to the higher agency was not an easy task to be convinced. So this slide shows what were the various responsibilities of the various stakeholders. So PACS being computerized, it was the one of the stakeholders. The another stakeholder, which was the state's registrar offices. Another important stakeholder was the CPMU. So the three basically red points designates the three most important stakeholders among them. The CPMU stands for the Central Level Project Management Unit, which consisted of the NABARD and the higher officials of the Union Ministry. So similarly, there was need for the software that was to be prepared, and the software was developed by the NLPSV, that is National Level PACS Software Vendor. And that software was to be installed, and the users have to be trained. So there was need for the system integrators, which were selected across the state, and they carried out the initial digitization and hand-holding for the PACS officials and other officials and training them. Then at the state level, there were SPMUs, which consist of the state level project management unit, and it was the regional offices of the NABARD and the consultant of the PwC. State cooperative banks and district central cooperative banks, they were basically given the duty of implementing the projects, because the PACs were the lower tier of the DCCB, and DCCB are being controlled and administered by the STCB. So STCB and DCCB played a very crucial role in implementing this project. Next. If we see how many people were involved, we can easily estimate that more than 1.5 lakh people were involved to computerize these packs across the country, and almost 15,000 personnel were involved in the computerization in our state. If we talk about the journey of this computerization, it can be broken down in these five stages. Initially, we have to prepare for the digitization and computerization. So first, the surveys were conducted, and it's consisted of the FHR. We called it FHR because it was the first-hand report that was fed by the PACS itself on a portal, where the basic information was taken, where its PACS situated, what is its branch of the DCCB, what is the address of it, what is the registration, how many members are there, which businesses is are carried out by this PACS. So these were the basic things which was fed in the FHR report. Then it was verified by the departmental and banks officer in the field verification report. This is shown as the FVR data. So these two were the initial preparations that were done to estimate the number of records which needs to be digitized of the member, and what was the quantum and what are the various business activities that are taken by the PACS, so that the software module can be planned out. Another thing that happened next was the digitization of the member record. So any organization which deals with the its members or its customer clients, it has many registers which are to be maintained. So at the PACS level, there were different ledgers, registers, which were maintaining the records in the physical form. And the foremost register was the membership register of its member. So the members are basically, their data is recorded in those manual records, and that data was taken from the manual record and the entry was made in the software. So all of the members' basic KYC details, their share details, what are the loans on them, they were all taken into the software. So that's cutoff date for that outstanding was taken as the 31st March 23, and the digitization of the member record was done. Parallelly, we have to conduct various trainings, various orientation programs were conducted to train the people to get them accustomed with the software. So that also took place. Another thing that came was the pre-migration stage, where the member data was already there. So for an example, if the member registers data shows that suppose some PACS has 1000 members, and the balance sheet of that PACS will also have that membership wise data and the share against those members. So that has to be tallied, and the balance sheet from the software has to be generated. So the non-member data which was captured in the general ledgers, that was fed into the pre-migration stage. So the basic thing was the member data was taken into account into the DCT stage, and the non-member detail which was associated with the PACS against the DCCB. The DCCB has given the loan to the PACS. The PACS might have given the deposits to the DCCB. So all those PACS level data fields were captured in the pre-migration stage. So that is how the non-member and the member data all was digitized in the software, and a balance sheet was generated out of it. And that balance sheet has to be matched with the manual record that was audited. So 31st March 23, on that date, the audit was conducted, and that same data was fed into the software to make sure that the audited records match with the migrated reports in the software. So once that was done, the PACS has to carry out the daily entry of their transaction from the 1st of April 23 to the date on which they were, working on that date. So suppose there is one PACS which may be onboarded onto the software on the 31st December 23, then that PACS has to enter the data from manual record from 1st of April 23 to 31st December 23. Once that is done, the PACS is basically is enabled to work on the software in the software as if all the functions are being carried out in the software. So that helped us to carry out the audit of the financial year 23-24 on the software itself. So the audit of the FY24 and the FY25, both were conducted on the software because the PACS were working and entering their transaction on the software only. So how that could happen was the monitoring was one of the major reasons. The intensive reviews and meetings were conducted at the national level by the ministry, by the NABARD, and the state level. We always had to conduct the meeting weekly, sometimes daily, for handholding them, for clearing the various doubts. And at the similar level, the district also had their review meetings for the PACs per people. So the continuous monitoring and they were also the forerunners were awarded for their achievements and ensure that they also come on board. So as of now, all the packs in our estate, they are fully computerized. They give the receipt to their members from the computer generated systems, and they also, when any member transact with the packs, they also get the SMS of their transaction. So it is as good as any modern bank where when we transact, we get the information of the transaction on the SMS. So the PACS members also get the information of any transaction that happens in their account. So that is how the journey of the PACS computerization took place in our state. Next. And this is something that I have already spoken about, that the intensive hand holding and capacity building had to be carried out for the PACs, for the cooperative department officers, for bank officers, for the auditors which audited the PACs on the software itself. So this all were carried out in a very planned and regular way. Next. This is a few of the pics that is showing that the trainings were conducted at the state level, at district level, and the training institutes in the state. This is the same thing. Here we have tried to show that the training had to be started from the very beginning of the project to till date, and at each level we have to train the people. We have to make them understand the usage of the software, various modules, because when we are working on the software, the new requirements come and the software has to be amended for that. So every time that is done, we have to sensitize the people, we have to conduct the trainings for it. Next. This is something that I have already spoken about, how the various stages of the computerization were carried out. Next. This is workflow in the software language term, how that was carried. I have already explained that. Next. Yeah. So this is one of the important slides where we have tried to show how the computerization had helped in achieving various end goals. And one of the important end goal was to ensure the transparency and accountability at the PACS level. So it has already been carried out through digitization and the informing the members about their balances through the SMS and the system generated receipts which are given to them to make sure that nobody is able to manipulate in their accounts. There has been better governance. The higher tier and the higher officials are able to undertake the inspection, and they can see the software records matches with the physical records. Suppose one has to carry a stock inspection, one can see the whatever stock is registered in the software has to be there in the godown. So the better governance has been one of the end goals for us. The market linkages has been there. Now the portal is being linked with the another portals of the union and state governments. So pets are able to carry out their work of the market in the similar way. The transactions which are happening at the PACS level, now we are trying to integrate with the other portals for the direct benefit transfer and other ways. Operational efficiency is something which is very commonly accepted outcome of the digitization. Audit and compliances, I have already explained that this is being done at the software, so the manipulation in the records and accounts is not possible. And now we are able to basically have the data in a one place, and we can plan for the various policies, and new businesses can be explored out of analysis of those data. And the foremost thing that is giving us the opportunities that we are now future ready for the other technology adoption. So because this was the very beginning, which was necessary thing to be done at the older time also, but that couldn't be possible. Now we have achieved that, and now we are future ready, and we are able to make the changes in our businesses. We are able to explore the new technologies. We can experiment with the new financial services also. Next. So that is the opportunity that has come out of the digitization, and now we are moving towards the giving the digital services to the PAX members. So now what the previously the PAX member has to visit the PAX to get any services. Now we are planning to without physical visit, the PAX the person who wants to be a member of the PAX, they can get the membership by visiting the portal, and the PAX manager has to acknowledge the application and provide the membership. Similarly, he can also apply for the agricultural crop loans on the online portal, and the person has to be given that loan. So that the democratization of the services and the inclusiveness is being ensured after the digitization of the PAX. Next. And apart from that, one of the initiatives that was taken by the Union Ministry to harness the cooperatives potential in the country has been to get the 3 national level cooperatives formed, and the purposes of was 3 was one of them is being formed for the export purposes. So the PAX and the other cooperative societies which deals with the product which are export, which has got the export potential, that will be handled through the National Cooperative Export Limited. Another national level cooperative that is formed after the ministry's formation was the National Cooperative Organics Limited. Now we are seeing the demand for the organic products is rising day by day. When people are becoming more and more aware about their health, they are conscious about the health. So the organics product demand has been on rise recently. So that this national cooperative will handle such kind of products which are organic in nature, and then they can also be marketed in the other countries or other places where they are required. Another national cooperative which was formed was the Bharati Bij Sahkari Limited, and which stands for basically this is national level seed federation which is created. So Indian economy is mostly agricultural based economy, and for the agricultural production and the sustainability of the agriculture, it is very much required that the quality seeds are given to the farmer, and to ensure that the affordable and qualitative seeds are provided to the farmer, the PAX societies and the seed societies are working together, and the regional demand will be met through the coordination of this national cooperative societies. So that is how the cooperation among cooperative is being taken up parallelly with the digitization, so that the untapped potential of the cooperative can be harnessed in the country and across the sectors. Next. This is another important initiative that is taken by the Union Ministry of Cooperation. When we talk about the technology, one of the limiting factor is the cost of that technology. So at what cost we are going to adopt a technology that to a great extent decides if we are able to adopt to that technology or not. So in our country, the Union Ministry has set up one national level body which is called Sahkar Sarthi. Sahkar stands for cooperative and Sarthi stands for driver. So basically, it will drive the cooperative sector in the sense that it will have the memberships from the NABARD, which is the National Agricultural Rural Development Bank of our country. And there is one national body which is called NCDC, National Cooperative Development Corporation. And RCB stands for Rural Cooperative Banks, which includes the state cooperative banks and the district cooperative banks that we talked about earlier. So it will have the share capital of all these bodies, and it will provide the affordable technology to all these members. So the technology adoption is not, become a challenge due to the cost, part. So that is how the technology is being taken in the at a priority in our country, and the cooperative sector is being taken forward to be at par with the other organizations which are adopting the technology very faster, and they are basically taking the advantage of the first mover in any of the sector. So now the cooperative has to match that pace, and to match that pace, the technology adoption is very, very and crucial point for that. Next. These are some of the cooperatives that maybe some of you might be knowing. I'm sure that IFCO and CRIBCO and AMUL are the ones which most of the people would be aware of. So this is what that slide tried to, so that the cooperatives can also become the national business houses and can provide the affordable as well as quality products and services to the citizens of the country. So that's all from my side. If you have got any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much. Next.
Have any questions, please post in the chat box. Mr. Arvind will be answering them. Thank you, Arvind sir, for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Chat box, please.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, please continue.
I'm just dropping my email in case
Yes.
anyone is willing to understand what we did and to understand how we take it forward. So I'm just dropping my email in the chat box. @mp.gov. Yeah, so thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you, Arvind sir.
Thank you so much.
Dear participants, with this presentation, we come to the end of this training program. It was really wonderful to have you all, and we tried our best to share the best models with you and the experts. Ms. Elizabeth, you can share your question to the email address shared by Mr. Arvind. He is left, I think.
I can answer.
Yes, sir. You're there, please.
The
question is, what were the key challenges that you encountered during the PACS implementation project, and what strategies did you use to curb?
Yeah. So as I said that it was not a very easy project because the effort for the computerization of the packs has been, taking. Yeah. So the efforts of the computerization, as I said, was carrying forward since a decade, but it was not happening somehow. So the various, the one of the fourth most challenge was the, to understand, to make the PACS personnel aware that how to use the software, because they were not aware of any software uses earlier, because the whole of the working was carried out in the manual way. The register, physical registers were written and they were handwritten actually. So the convincing the people, nudging them to use the software was one of the important challenge that we faced. And the another challenge that was to basically train the people. So what we did was we planned, we had the master trainers at the state level, then we had the master trainers at the DCCB level, and the DCCB has the branch level officers as the master trainer for the PACs. And the first of the trainings were conducted at the state level in the physical mode. So more and more trainings were conducted and the people were made aware of various processes. We also tried to handle them through the recordings of the training sessions and uploading those on the YouTubes. That was done. The various smaller modules of the trainings were prepared, the documents were prepared. So we tried that the uh, person is able to access the training which he or she is comfortable in. If somebody is able to attend physically, they can attend physically. If somebody is not able to attend physically, then they can go to the YouTube module, or they can connect to the regular online trainings that we conducted every week. So that is how we make the people aware of the various processes, because they were new to us also and them also. And we were very open for their challenge. The challenges that were, the one of the challenge was that the most of the packs didn't have the computer operators. So we immediately issued the administrative order to take the computer operators from the market, which can be taken for the temporary time. Now we are, to make it sustainable, now we are recruiting the fax operators. So that is how we have tried to make it a sustainable project. Yeah. Anything else?
Thank you, Arvind sir, for answering that question. Mr. Samuel, the presentations will be shared, and most of the presentations have the details of the resource persons along with their contact details and email addresses. So don't worry about that. Mr. Kamal, are you there? We from NCUI, National Cooperative Union of India, would like to extend our gratitude to ARDO and all the dear participants for attending and giving us an opportunity to deliver this program. There were certain hiccups in the online program, and that is unavoidable. These things do happen. We apologize for the same, and we look forward to future associations with ARDO and all the dear participants, and hope to be in touch. Over to you, Kamal sir.
Thank you, Vivekji. Thank you very much. It's a formal validity session. So let me just make some appreciation to NCUI also and our participants also. So that over the past few 4 days, we have witnessed and enriching the exchange of the knowledge, ideas, and experience. The program has comprehensively covered a key dimension of the cooperative enterprise development, which is very key bone, you can say the backbone of the any of the developing countries, and it is must required for our member countries. I hope I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you. Now, formally, I just would like to express my ardor sincere appreciation to NCUI for their excellent collaboration and seamless organizing of this program. Our gratitude also goes to all the distinguished resource person for sharing their experience and practical insights, which have undoubtedly enriched the leading experience for all the participants. I also especially thanks to all the organizers, Sandhya Madam, Vivek ji, Rajni ji, everyone is and behind the scene also, because I know these are the faces, we are just in the front of our video cameras, but there is a lot of pre and post work has been done for from the different stakeholders of the both the institutions. And this I also especially thanks to the participant for our from our member country for your active engagement and thoughtful contribution and commitment, because I was not visible in the videos, but I was closely followed the what do you call it, the interaction, the question answer session, which shows the how the program was informative for all our member countries and the participants. This program also reflects Ordo's continued commitment to the capacity building, particularly in promoting cooperative models that empower rural communities, enhance market access, and create sustainable livelihoods, especially for youth and women. And as I said that this program was only for 4 days. It is not the end. It is a just glimpse of the trailer of the program and the potential the NCUI is having. So I kindly request all the participants keep in touch. We are having very active WhatsApp group. It's a one of the also what you call it the our technical ground where we can exchange our views and requirement if any of the member countries are having and they want to connect with any of the experts. They are always welcome through the WhatsApp group. They can connect through WhatsApp group or email and other details. So we will be really happy to connect you with the concern of the stakeholders. Second, as we conclude, I encourage all the participants to remain, as I said, the connected and continue exchange ideas and explore the opportunity for collaboration, the true success of this program. How the effectively is learning and translated into the action in the group. With this word, I once again thank you NCUI, the distinguished speakers, and all the participants for making this program a successful. Secondly, regarding the, because I was also going through very closely follow the WhatsApp, I have also posted, but let me repeat again, the certificates, recordings, and the reports, comprehensive report inclusive of all the presentation will be shared latest by before end of the next week. Thank you very much. And thank you once again, be a very active participation. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kamal. Thank you.
Thank you. Vikji, do we have any other engagement or we can formally close the
Thank you,
session?
thank you.
No, we are done from our side.
Thank you once again and keep in touch
you.
with us on the
Sure,
WhatsApp
sure.
group. And I rest assured NCUA is very promptly response on your WhatsApp or your email. So let's be connected. And thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you so
Thank you
much for
so
Nigeria.
much.
We really appreciate you. We appreciate
Thank you
this
from
training.
Malawi.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nigeria, thank
Thank
you so much.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
We
you
truly
so
appreciate it.
much.
It was a wonderful experience.
It was a wonderful
Yes.
time. Thank
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Looking forward for more. Mm. Thank you, Naomi from Ghana. Naomi, I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria.
Thank you from Zambia. Thank you.
People agree to you. Oh, Ebenezer from Nigeria, I'm also greeting you too. Eze, Engineer Eze, I can see you from Nigeria.
My brother from Plateau. Thank you.
No, from Kaduna.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
All right.
But has the program ended like that?
Yes,
Or
it has
there's a
ended.
closing ceremony?
No, it has ended.
No closing ceremony, no announcement as to what to look out to after.
They mentioned it now. They say in 2 weeks' time, in a week's time, they'll give you the certificate and all the recording.
Thank you, everyone. So I'll be closing in next 5 minutes. So those who have not marked their attendance, kindly do the needful. Thank you so much. So thank you very much. I'm closing the meeting now. Thank you.